Over the past 10 days, the Hindu community has been attacked all over Bangladesh. Their homes have been looted and destroyed. Their temples are being vandalized, and as many as 5 people from the community have been killed so far. All of this began in the early morning of 13th of October, when a Muslim man secretly put a copy of the Quran in the lap of Lord Hanuman at a puja pandal in the city of Kamila in Chittagong, Bangladesh. And most probably, the book was deliberately put at the puja pandal to incite violence against Hindus of Kamila. On the same day, an angry mob of Muslims came to the puja pandal and vandalized it in order to avenge the disrespect in quotes, of their religious text. I don't know if you know this, but in Islam, the worst of worst sin is, no, not taking away human life, but idol worship. And that is why a harmless image of a book in the lap of an idol triggered so many people. Following the vandalism that took place at Kamila, the Hindu community and their temples were attacked and looted in different parts of Bangladesh. In the Noakhali district of Chittagong, a sage and his disciple belonging to the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, were killed. And on 17th of October, as many as 29 Hindu homes were burned to ground in Rangpur district over a fake news accusing a Hindu man from the area of blasphemy. Following the violence, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, promised that her government will hunt down the people who attacked the Hindu community. Until now, up to 450 suspects have been arrested and 71 cases have been filed. Even the UN took notice of this incident and called upon the Sheikh Hasina government to protect minorities in her country and impartially investigate the cause of violence. After nearly a week, the Hindu community, along with the students and teachers from Bangladesh's universities, protested in Dhaka, seeking protection of minorities in the country and demanding punishments for those who caused violence. Now, violence against Hindus is a very common occurrence in Bangladesh. Since 2013, as many as 3,600 such attacks have taken place so far. This time, however, it is being said that the violence was specially organized by Jamaat-e-Islami. And wherever there is Jamaat-e-Islami, there is Pakistan, lurking somewhere in the background. Jamaat-e-Islami is a banned organization, infamous for supporting the genocide by the Pakistani army in Bangladesh in 1971. After the independence of Bangladesh from Pakistan, the Jamaat got active support from Pakistan's ISI, and they are of the view that Bangladesh should once again unite with Pakistan. The Jamaat also has a history of violence and terrorism. Therefore, in 2013, it was banned in Bangladesh, but it continues to exist informally. It is being said that the recent rounds of violence by the Jamaat aim to destabilize the close relationship between Narendra Modi and the Sheikh Hasina government. The pandemic has brought India and Bangladesh closer, and they have been specially focusing on interconnectivity projects. India is working with Bangladesh to build waterways, railways and motorways from within Bangladesh to directly connect with its northeastern states. This will not only reduce the transportation time of goods traveling from mainland India to its northeastern states, but it will also improve the infrastructure in Bangladesh and bring in extra revenue from the Indian people and goods traveling through the country. On top of that, Bangladesh has also become one of Asia's top destinations for companies leaving China following COVID. And unlike Sri Lanka, Bangladesh does not always listen to China. Last year, it refused a deep sea port and free vaccine trials offered by the Chinese government. If the Jamaat-e-Islami is indeed behind the recent rounds of violence in Bangladesh, then it would be safe to assume that China and Pakistan are trying to destabilize the relationship between Narendra Modi and the Sheikh Hasina government. If true, then Pakistan might have hoped that by attacking Hindus in Bangladesh, the Indian government will criticize Sheikh Hasina for being unable to protect minorities in her country, like India normally does with Pakistan and Afghanistan. But their attempts seem to have failed, considering that the Indian government actually praised Bangladesh for quickly bringing the violence under control. The Jamaat also supports Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the main opposition party to Sheikh Hasina's secular Awami League. Therefore, it makes total sense that the Jamaat, by attacking Hindus, might be trying to harm Sheikh Hasina's image before the next general elections, set to take place in nearly 1 year. Even though in this video I especially focused on Jamaat-e-Islami for what has happened recently, and highlighted the growing relationship between India and Bangladesh, I would be sugarcoating if I said that Bangladeshis really like India and Indians. Here's the thing, while Indians see Bangladesh as a good friend and a growing economy, unfortunately, many Bangladeshis see India through a religious lens. Therefore, whenever such instances happen in Bangladesh, Indians feel very shocked. Now, I have noticed something special in this whole incident, and I'm sure you must have noticed this as well, that in India and rest of the world, everyone has criticized Bangladesh for what has happened to their Hindus, regardless of one's political bias. Even the US Commission for International Religious Freedom, which is generally considered pro-Muslim and anti-Hindu, has come out in support of the Hindus of Bangladesh. And I believe that this might be because Bangladesh has just leveled up from an underdeveloped country to a developing country. Therefore, it is under more scrutiny from the international community. Bangladesh should expect more criticism, not only from international governments, but from global citizens, unless they take off their green tinted glasses. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming over to my vlog. I will see you soon.